All right, so in today's video, I'm going to be answering a question that probably nobody has. And that question is, how many checkpoints can be saved in Donkey Kong Country? Because I had gotten a checkpoint in a level, and I went to another level, and it started me at the checkpoint. And it had me wondering, well, how many checkpoints does it save? Because I had figured that it would just start me from the beginning because I got a checkpoint in another level. So in this video, I'm going to see how many checkpoints the game can save. All right, so first order of business, let's get a checkpoint. We'll grab that. Now, if I leave, do I start at the checkpoint? I most certainly do. So now, let's go over to the second level, and let's get this checkpoint. And let's see if it saves the first one. Now, it should, because from what happened to me before, that was the case. I usually take the shortcut in this level. I won't, because I don't remember if you get the checkpoint that way. Alright, so now we will go to the first level. I also don't know if there's like a limit. You gotta wait a certain... Alright. I'm not sure if you need to wait like a certain amount of time, or if it's as soon as you hit the halfway barrel, it saves it. Alright, we do have this one. Okay, so now, if I had to guess, I would say that it probably only saves 2. That would be my guess. It'd be kind of weird if it's like something in the game that they weren't anticipating. Wow, I'm doing this bad. Where like, what if it like crashes the game? I do doubt it. Like I said, I have a feeling it's gonna be 2. I think I'm gonna get this, and it will not. I think the first one will be gone. It's there. Okay, we'll check this one. Make sure this one's still here. Yep. So this is interesting because I thought the limit would be 2. So now I'm wondering, I mean, we're going to get this one. We're going to see what happens. But I wonder if the limit ends up just being that when you leave the world, the checkpoints aren't saved. And I have a couple other things we'll try too. I'm going to see if going to Candy Kong will remove checkpoints. Going to the boss stage, if that removes checkpoints. Actually, I don't think you can leave a boss stage. I was about to just beat the level. I forgot what I was even doing. Feels weird going to this level at this spot. Alright, so that one's still there. I should go all the way back and check if the first one's there. I mean, I don't know what this actually takes to do in a game. Like, maybe this isn't... Yeah, so it saved it. I mean, maybe saving at these points isn't, like, that crazy. But I just figured that there would be some sort of limit. Or that it would... I didn't really think it'd save more than one at all to begin with. But now I'm under the impression that it's just gonna... I think it's gonna save them all in this world. The question is... what breaks it? So we'll get this one. So now I am going to go all the way back to the first one, make sure that one's still there. And then I'm going to go to Candy Kong and see... You know what? Since Cranky's right there, I'll go to Cranky. I'll go to Cranky and see if it saves. But we still have it. So now let's go to Cranky. I don't think going to Cranky would remove them. Go through some of the dialogue. All right. Go back to the first level. It's still there. Okay. So now I'm going to go to Candy Kong and save and see if saving there affects anything. Which I guess to make this easier, I am playing this on NSO, or the Nintendo Switch Online service, so let me actually create a save state. So that way, just in case if this does remove it, I don't have to do it again. All right, so we're saving. I'll just check this level. It's still there. All right, I should... All right, let me check the first one just in case. I do doubt that that did anything. And then I will go to the boss and see if that does anything. All right, so it's still there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the boss, and then I'm going to see what happens there. And if we lose the checkpoints, I'm going to use the save state, go back, and I'm going to try to use Funky and see what happens. I do have a feeling this is going to break the checkpoints. Although I said that earlier about something. Yeah, so you can't leave the boss. You have to fight the boss. So this will boot us out of this world. I'll go right back in and see if the checkpoint's saved. No way. It really saved it? Are we going to be able to get the checkpoint every single level? So here's going to be the true test. I mean, at this point, I guess I should... I'll make another one. All right, so... We're going to test going right back to the same world. At this point, I would imagine it's going to save the checkpoint. Yep. So now I'm going to use Funky to go to World 2, get a checkpoint, go back to World 1, and see if it's still there. If it's still there, then it's going to take reaching a limit. It would be very strange, though, if there really was no limit, but it started to affect the game. So now we have that one. So now I'm going to go all the way back to the first world, because there's no point in me just continuously grabbing these if it's not going to save the first one. So I am starting to think, though, that maybe it just saves them. Yep, okay. So I'm going to have to... All right, so I got all of the checkpoints in the second world. So now we are going to go back to the first world. I mean, I think it's going to save it at this point. For what's been happening, it did. So I guess what I will do is I am going to go through all of the levels. I mean, well, I guess I'll give a recap. After each world, I will try... so, like, I'll do all the ones in World 3, and then I'll come back and see if level 1 saves it. And we'll just keep going from there. Okay, so I actually died. Just to test it, I mean, it should have no effect, but I want to make sure that it's still here. Okay, it is. All right, so I just got the last checkpoint in World 3. So I'm going to go back and see the first one saved. I think it's going to be... I mean... I just felt like... Yeah, I mean, it's still there. I just really felt like there'd be some sort of limit. Like, I don't know what it takes to create these, like, checkpoints. But I felt like within the game, there'd, like, have to be a limit. Like, I didn't even think it would save 2. So it was weird when I accidentally saw that it did save 2. So, I mean, I'm going to go through and just get the rest of these and see what happens. All right. That's the last checkpoint. I have a very, very, very strong feeling that it's going to still have level 1, have the checkpoint. So, I mean, I'm going to have, like, people who are more into, like, the programming side. Why? Like, I guess it doesn't use as many resources as I would have thought. But I really felt like there would just be something. I mean, I guess just to test it. Well, no, because I was gonna beat K. Rool and see if it saved it, but I've come this far. I'm gonna just beat K. Rool and see what happens. All right, so I have defeated King K. Rool. Now I gotta get through the credits. All right, so the credits have just finished. We are going to hop back in. If it saves it even now, I mean, that's crazy. I don't think there is any way that it's saving that. Nope. Okay, so that was what did it. Getting sent back to the intro scene, or the startup scene. But the game seemed to have reset it. But man, I just was not expecting that. I really didn't think it would even save more than 1. I really thought 1 was the limit, but I guess not. And again, I'm curious, those who know more about programming and gaming in general when it comes to like the technical side of it, I'm curious why that doesn't affect anything. Like I would have assumed that it would have caused like something to change, because I would have figured that it's saving that many separate things would reach some sort of limit, but maybe it doesn't take as much as I'm thinking. Maybe there was plenty of room for that. It's just very strange, because I just really did not think that it would end up saving more than 1. So the fact that you can get the checkpoint in every single level is kind of crazy, because I don't even think they would have anticipated people would have done that. So yeah, curious if anyone knows any like further insight in terms of like the programming side of it. But yeah, I guess if you want, you can, maybe that could be a speedrun category. Get all the checkpoints category. But yeah, if you want to get them all, the game will save them.